the leader of the Boston Philharmonic, who's Polish, mentioned this greyness about it all. No colour. So the colour is all the more ravishing in Lutosławski's music. Lutosławski is a symbol of quality and elegance. I had the rare privilege to work with him. He was like a Swiss banker. He was an incredibly dapper man wearing impeccable English gentleman's clothes. He spoke with a cultivated English upper-class accent, and he himself was an aristocratic background in Poland. His life began very tragically. His father was shot in Moscow when he was 4 years old. His brother went to a labor camp. His mother, basically, they went the wrong way. They went east. Had he been a refugee and made for Paris, his life might have been very different. He survived the war years playing piano in bars and picking up any work that was possible. Well, my association started with this in 1971. I was a 14-year-old boy and I was at the first performance. It was a gold era back then. It was the heyday of Rostropovich, the cellist for whom it was written. And I went along to the rehearsals and I was very impressionable. And I can remember the images are etched on my mind of the sounds and of how it was being played. And no one had heard anything like it. It was the birth of a big piece. No one knew then how big it was going to be. It's now turned out to be much bigger than anyone dared hope for. It's made its way, dare we say it, almost into the mainstream repertoire. So the piece is a story, and it basically goes from an introduction where the solo cello has a soliloquy, just telling this is me, and begins with a note D repeated at 1 second intervals, which could be a heartbeat or a clock maybe, or a tap dripping. It's to do with the passage of time and normality. This little figure is normal, and it's marked to be played indifferently. I think the BPO stands for some of the things that Ben Zander stands for: the spirit of possibility, openness, adventurous. Well, yes, when I first met Ben Zander, I thought I knew him already. I'm sure we're brothers or something. We're a bit like kindred spirits. I had, in my own life, touched on some of these issues of enthusiasm. And when I met him, it was like I knew him already. I knew what he was going to say next. And the final scene where the cello dies, I shouldn't give the game away in case you want to be surprised by the ending, but it's like that scene in the Hollywood Western when the hero's got the dagger in his back and he's staggering around saying, oh, I'm done for now. But it doesn't end like that. The spirit gets back on the horse and gets up to fight again, and it's the most marvelously uplifting ending.